All right, so next day, Tuesday, we drove the Integra back to the shop today, drove it home last night. On the way home, drove about 65, 70 miles an hour, and it chilled right about 205, 208. And then this morning driving in, I drove about 75, 80 miles an hour, and it chilled right about 211 pretty much the whole way until I was like a mile away from the exit. It got up to 215, I hit the exit, it was 208 by the time I left that spot, and it was 208 the whole way here. So we're gonna go ahead and raise the fan a little bit to where it turns off. Instead of at 60 miles an hour, we're gonna turn it off about 77, about just right around there. So it hopefully will chill right around 205, 203 when we're cruising 80 miles an hour. So then he'll be able to cruise it all the way home. He lives kind of far away, so he needs to be able to cruise about 80 because he's kind of younger, like my age, so he'll probably be mobbing all the time. So we'll just have the fan cranking up as much as possible and try and keep that thing as cool as possible for him. It drove really good. We're gonna go ahead and see if this EF fires up now, and that'll be awesome. So I got the key, and check engine light turned off. Oh, and she's running. Heck yeah. So I think give it another day, give it some more time, start it a few more times, really make sure it's perfect before we send it home, because I want her to come back. So just make sure this thing's perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just try and tweak Gordos hood real quick, figure out what's holding it up. So we know we don't have the front piece bolted up to the like where the hood latch is, this little front trim piece right here. We don't have a 10 on this, so we can see that it's sitting a little low compared to that front piece, compared to the where the hood latch is. So we might think that we think that the center right here is a little high and it's kind of teetering, but well, that's what I think, but Gordo thinks that the hood's just a little tweaked from where it was sitting, and it's possible the hood could be a little tweaked. So we're gonna start by just pulling these 10s and adjusting that, and then seeing if we can fix that. All right, so me and Gordo just unbolted this and moved this in front of it, so we're gonna go ahead and put a 10 in there now that it's up front and everything's kind of, it seems like it was stuck behind it before, and that's probably what made it seem lower, because it was running into the top. But now that it's up in front, seems like a bolt should just go right in it. So we got a little 10 here from Parts car, it's a little blue 10, just like his car. Should probably go collect the rest of those, honestly.
Yeah, before it gets scrapped.
Yeah, just collect all the little blue 10s. We could change all these.
Yeah.
Just anyone that's not a blue 10, we could make it a blue 10. We should look into that.
Yeah, definitely. That'd be a good idea.
And putting one in there, just look into that too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a little nerve-wracking. We got her in there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and lower this down. All right, so we still have a pretty good gap here, and this side went down like it should. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna try Gordo's method, tweak the hood a little bit, see if we can get this thing straightened out. So check this out. All right, so
I think if I hold right here and you push down on that side, we should be able to get it. All right. You ready again? All right. We'll try that.
still a little bit.
It's a lot better though.
Yeah.
So it looks like it got it a lot better. So much better of a gap. Might just do it a little bit more, and then it should be perfect.
Fits pretty dang good, but we're gonna go a fuzz more. Yeah, I think that'll be it. I think because I held it back last bit.
A lot better than it was. It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty dang good. It's a lot better than it was. Like Gordos says, it looks presentable now. So I think we're gonna put some hood risers on the back, let some of the heat go out the top there, because we're getting a little warm now that we put a hood on it. We never got hot before, like we barely could get above one. Driving on the highway, we could barely get above 160, honestly. Cruised really, really cool. And then put this hood on, and now it's like driving down the highway, it's like we couldn't even make it to the highway. That's how hot it got. Yeah. So we got to figure out. Gordo kind of is thinking like making some hood vents or something, but I'm thinking like maybe we just first try and raise the back so we let all that heat escape out. Try that first, because it's such a tight engine bay that everything, once it's in there and all that heat's in there, everything heat soaks, and then it's just all soaked in heat, and it's just stuck in that tiny little engine bay. Pulling the dip out of this guy for the CRX. We better get back to it. Okay, so we're definitely gonna have to. Maybe not. We'll see. Did you get the jack under the diff?
Yep.
You wanna get the ratchet?
Yeah.
You want to grab the 32 or whatever it is for the axle nuts for the impact? Get
Yeah.
those axle nuts off?
Yeah.
Gonna lower the jack now? Not fast. Pull those axle nuts? Don't pull the jack, pull the axle nuts.
Oh, yeah, I did pull the axle nuts.
Oh, then we'll start hammering the axles up.
Okay.
Lower the jack. car. What's going on? Keep going. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna get the hammer. It seemed like a little frustrating in the middle there when the dip was coming down. It's because it was trying to come down and pull the axles all weird, and then I got it in the right spot where they wanted to come. Now we can go ahead and get Kyle his back. Awesome, we got the diff all out of that and the axles too, so now we can go ahead and get Kyle his diff back and see how much, if we need to shorten these axles or what the plan is there. Sick. This fuel pump, this mechanical air motive fuel pump, was also on a K-Series dragster back in the day. My dad's friend and our old fabricator, Jeff Mullen, had this and has given this to me as along with these lines. He's an amazing fabricator and just an awesome dude all around. It is super cool of him to bring those down for me, and I'm stoked to have that. It's gonna be awesome. So we still have a lot to do on the CRX, clearancing wise and wiring wise. So I actually have to pull the engine out so I can clearance over there because I can't fit a crank pulley on it currently. We started it up without a crank pulley, but we did have something on the crank as a substitute. So I also have to go ahead and get all these wires wired, the starter, the fan. This is the, honestly, I can't tell what that is. Coolant temp, I believe. That says reverse. And then alternator, oil pressure. So gotta wire some things in. This is 12 volt VBU, fuel pump, ELD and the check engine light, as well as mill. So gotta wire in these things here. This is all stuff I actually don't have to wire in. This is the knot. This is what I don't need to wire, but this is everything else that I do need to wire to make this thing fire up and run. But we got a lot to do, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get it done, and it's gonna be a lot faster this time. And we're gonna just kick butt. My engine needs to be lowered that much on this side. See that much? So that it can be level. See, this is where I touch here. See, actually the fuzz is space, so we just close that up. Now it's touching there. We need about a ½ inch over there. We got to drop. So go ahead and lower this side, and then they'll be matching. Alright, so I think I got this side lowered enough. It's a pretty good amount there. Touching the board on both sides here. Looks pretty level to me. Just kind of eyeballing it. Kind of hard to tell. I think the passenger side needs to come up just a fuzz.
Looks low on your driver's side.
Yeah. You think it still looks low?
A little bit on this side, yeah.
Kind of. It's pretty good.
He's trying to squeeze.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
Is that trying to squeeze that upwards?
Yeah, it does right now. I'm just trying to like lower it a little bit. Get a little space in between them. So I put spacers in that one.
Yeah.
And dropped it whole thing.
You could always put a bolt in there now. Move your jack over this way so it doesn't affect this one since it's got the rubber bushing.
Yeah.
That way you can get this side up, and well, this side's hanging where it wants to be.
Yeah, I did that one first. I put spacers on that side already.
No, I'm saying move your jack point instead of going all the way across underneath the motor and the tranny. Just move, put a bolt in to hang it, and then put your right under your tranny side, and then.
Okay, I'll try that. All right, so I got this little washer here. Hopefully it's strong enough to hold this. So besides from that, I'm gonna go ahead and pull this manifold off, see if it's leaking from the head, figure out what's going on here. I think it's leaking from the valves. Jamie thinks it's from the turbo because the return line was kinked at one point, but I don't think it was kinked enough that the turbo seals are bad. It's no way possible, no. All right, and definitely lots of oil in those ports. Check this out, Gordo. They all have some sort of liquid in them. You got a little flashlight we can see in there better on camera?
I don't have one,
But look at that. All of those have some sort of... That's water though, honestly. Might be from the fuel. Yeah, it might not be. It might be further out. Let's keep looking. And that's quite a bit of oil on there. On both sides. It might actually be oil and not water. I mean, look at those ports. Definitely dirty port. The cool brackets you find in the bag shop. Oh, and I did find this thing yesterday too. This one was on top of it. Look at that, gangsta. Gangsta Habib Boo Boo. Totally not long enough. We're gonna run out the threads in like a second. It might be long enough. Give me that 17. We just gotta mess up tip, but we're just gonna. And we might be able to get it. Dude. Man, that's looking sick. So, this is what we got going on, guys. Cam trigger. Oh my goodness, what is that? What are you thinking, Shane? I'm thinking we need to run this monster of a fuel pump. What do you guys think about that? Close 12 gallons a minute. 12.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The fuel pump for showing up only flows 10. So, with that, we're gonna need a different ECU. because I don't think Honda is going to be able to do a coil unplug. I mean, there is, I guess, scratch that. There is the Honda coil unplug. I could do Burton coils. I could do this stuff. Yes. But to make this run the most phenomenal, we're going to need something like the Fuel Tech or the Holley, or, you know, even a Series 2 would work better than the Honda because there's so much more control and spark and everything. So that's kind of the next step for the CRX, is really, you know, I mean, besides like the actual labor of it all, figuring out what management I'm gonna run. And I really would love to run that Fuel Tech, you know, that stuff is awesome. But when it comes down to all the Fuel Tech spark and everything, Fuel Tech's pretty dang expensive. Even with things on sale and stuff, it's pretty expensive. But Series 2 in itself, I mean, it's not the cheapest ECU either. None of them really are. I mean, the only one that would be the easiest is the Holley. We have a Holley here already, and I would probably just have to get a harness and wire it. So I mean, that'd probably be like the easiest because we have it. But it's like, you know, there's a lot of good options, a lot of things that, a lot of ways I could go, you know. So that's, and that's then those fenders. I just posted a picture on Instagram of the Track Life fenders, and well, the fender cutouts actually, but I went and checked out their Instagram page, and they have actual fenders that are an inch wider, and man, that sounds like something that would be just perfect, because it's not so much wider, but just enough that we can fit a slick in there and we can make it look really rowdy. And then it's got that cutout, and then it's got the cutout back there for the airflow and the tire, and it just looks so sick. I think I'll have to definitely DM them and look into that, because those are rad. But we are still working away on this thing. I believe it's the cylinders that leak though. They're pretty dang wet. The gasket's pretty dang wet. And I think it's in the head, man. So we're gonna keep rumbling. I hope all you guys are ready for this madness. It's gonna be sick. All right, so just got some cool things going down. Gonna clean up my diff and pull a 2008 Civic engine tomorrow, as well as get this thing diagnosed some more. Definitely looks like the head's the leaking oil. It's got all new valve seals though, so gonna have to look a little deeper into the guides and stuff. But all you guys have a great night. This is GoofyBuilt. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Peace out.